Alright, this is O'Brien's Small Engine Shop. This is Ricky O'Brien working on a LT160, putting a drive belt on a John Deere LT160. It's a real John Deere. And what you need to do the job, you need some side cutting pliers and cotter pin remover and a 13 millimeter with an extension and ratchet, and weave it through like making a basket. And here we go. First obstacle, we got to deal with the deck lever right here. So we got to get that in there. Just like that. That was hard, wasn't it? Okay. We're installing a drive belt. Belt been on here since it was bought. Many years old and totally decrepit. So you have to remove the bracket on this pulley. Can you see the pulley?
I'm trying to zoom in and out.
Got to remove the bracket on this that holds the belt in. And you got to loosen all three pulleys to get the belt off. Alright, once you get past the bracket right here for the deck lever, you got to loosen all pulleys to get the belt on or off, or you're not going to put it on. You got two springs that hold the deck adjustment lever in place. You have to disconnect them as well. And just use some TLC, put it all back together again. And you have to take the pulley sometimes completely off to get the belt on, because when they're wore out, you don't have to take them all the way off. Sometimes they just fall out. But when they're new, you have to disassemble it more to put it back on originally. So you have to take the pulley completely off on some of them, put it back on when you get done. They're carriage bolts with square heads on them, so they fit in a groove. Make sure the carriage bolt goes back in the hole. I just snug them down with my fingers to make sure the carriage bolt stays where it's supposed to. And it goes around the steering mechanism also. You have to weave your way around it and take your drive links off of both sides, so you can maneuver around it. And the belt goes right up the middle, right between all of it. So it goes all the way to the top of the pulley, and it's held in place. This one you don't have to disassemble. And it goes, you got a pulley here on the side. The belt goes between the frame and the pulley. Not on the other way. It goes toward the frame, down beside the frame, and then back down to the bottom. This drive system is used on John Deere, a lot of MTD products, whatever the name is, and Craftsman. Lots of mowers use this particular type of drive system and belt design. I mean, there's nothing new here. But you could do this, you can do any of them. Snug everything down. Make sure your pulleys turn free. No bad bearings. If you have bad bearings, your belt's not going to stay on, and you're not going to be a happy camper when you have to do it again. Okay. This goes for your idle pulley. It hooks to the side pulley up here at the top. Just goes, lays up on top of the nut and the shaft holds the pulley, and it pulls down all the way to the slack adjuster right here. Has two big springs on it. This one goes here. It goes in the groove here. Alright. I got to get something to put the spring in. Hold on a minute. Oh, we're going to edit it, Mama, so. I don't know where my rope is. I need the rope to put that in with, because I can't do it without it.
Well, there's a rope in the house.
Is there a rope in the house?
Yeah,
Did you
but
go get it?
it's what you put something with the Jesse.
Yeah, you got the old one? That'd be good. Go grab it.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I need. Alright, here's an old mechanic's trick putting springs on a lawnmower. Any of them. Just make sure you got a good little rope. This is a pull cord out of a cover, lawnmower cover. If it's rotten, then you put a pry bar in it to pull a spring like a deck seat, seat spring, not a deck seat, a seat spring, because they're really heavy. It'll break and you can hit yourself in the head. So get a good one. Anyway, what you do with this, the spring, you put a loop through it like this right here, and then you just pull it down. I know it sounds easier. Just like that. Then you untie the knot, and then you pull the rope out, and the spring is in. You do all springs that way. This makes it easier. You want to check and make sure your new belt is running smooth and not rubbing anything in the mower. Make sure your pulleys are not rubbing. Take your time and do it right. And this is where we're going to do the 13mm socket. It's right there. We're going to put it on till the elbow clicks just a little bit. And that one's already tight. And we're going to tighten this one up. All right.
Well, it's clear now. The sun's coming out brighter. Maybe it's counting down at 9, 8. Is it going to cut off?
It might. We'll start it over and I'll patch it together.
Alright.